But I think that just, I don't know, Buffalo's just riding the wave right now based off emotions, Lamar Hamlin. So I think they got this. I don't see.
We're going to get into that.
Let's jump right in. Yo, what's up, Smitty? Good morning. It's a Saturday morning, 9 a.m. This is The Hook, episode like 22 or something like that. Smitty, how we doing?
Good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday. It's a humid Saturday, and it's raining out here in Connecticut. But overall, let's get it.
Yeah, getting after it. A lot of new headlines going on today. We got some acquisitions in the NFL. Ohtani value dropping like a Biden-led economy. We're going to get right into that. We got a little college football on the market. Smitty wants to mess around with some NHL. We're going to see what we can do there. Bronny, his news came out about his heart and what the condition was. We'll give opinion on that. And yeah, Smitty, I'm excited.
I'm excited as well. So, let's talk about Shohei Ohtani.
Shohei.
What are your thoughts about, I think he was diagnosed with a torn UCL.
Yep.
What are your thoughts about him playing, only hitting, not pitching? And where do you see his future as far as his value as an overall player? Now, we all know that he's an outstanding player.
Absolutely.
But do you see him losing any value because of this injury?
Oh, 100%. There's no doubt about it. I mean, the thing with Ohtani is that when he plays defense, obviously he pitches and he's very good. The problem with Ohtani, if he's going to be a one-way player, he's a batter, he's a DH. Haven't really seen too much of him in the field, so I don't know what his impact is going to be on the field. Aaron Judge obviously got that monster contract, but we know what Aaron Judge can do on defense. We know that Aaron Judge has a cannon from right field. You can't run on Aaron Judge. He's a phenomenal. And the reason I'm bringing up Aaron Judge is because Aaron Judge was the MVP last year. Juice or no juice, he won the MVP. Like how I threw that in there.
Oh yeah.
But Ohtani, Ohtani is an exceptional hitter. Strikes out a lot, but he hits a lot of dingers. I don't know if we can see him getting the same value as Judge Ohtani. I don't know if Ohtani gets the same value as Judge because I don't know if Ohtani brings that two-dimension offense and defense like Judge can, right? I say his value gets slashed in half. He's probably still going to get $40 million a year. I don't think he deserves it. I don't think Judge deserved what he got. But with that being said, I would honestly even put him on the shelf right now. Why would you want to risk injuring this dude even further? For what? I mean, that's a significant injury. I mean, how is it to swing and hit with that injury? I don't know. It's never happened to me. But what are your thoughts, Smitty?
You know what? To me, it's like I'm stuck where I appreciate, like, he's not a quitter. That just goes to show you how much he loves the game and he actually enjoys playing the game. But at the same time, my opinion, he needs to look out for his future. He needs to look out for his health.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm with you as far as that injury is concerned. I don't know how significant it is as far as when he's hitting the ball. I have no idea when that comes in. But, as far as his future, he needs to, really, I'm not saying for him to be selfish, but at the same time, he really needs to take care of himself.
Yeah, get the bag. I mean, I pretty much at the end of the day, that's what all these players are trying to do. They just want the money. They're not playing for anything other than themselves, and I get it. And obviously, he wants to jump ship anyway. So if you want to jump ship, just sit it out. Sit it out, get healthy, and then raise that stock back up again. So,
absolutely.
Hey, man, we'll see what happens with Ohtani. So,
all right.
Keeping along in the baseball world, Smitty, there's a guy by the name of Robert Suarez. He's a closer for the San Diego Padres. Suspended 10 games for an unidentified substance.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on with that? This guy's saying it's like
sunscreen.
Sunscreen.
Yes.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
let's be honest. It gets hot out there in San Diego.
Beautiful weather. Beautiful weather. But you know what, though? I mean, listen, how often are these guys going to get caught, man? I mean, it's a good possibility that they're checking your hand out there.
Sure.
And if it's significantly sticky, like they described it, you're going to catch a 10-day game suspension. I mean, maybe obviously it helps them out, but the point is that they're looking for that stuff now. It's not new, you know what I mean? So why would you even use something like that?
No idea. I mean, hey, get an edge, get that spin. I mean, obviously the Padres need help anyway. I mean, let's just face it. They're not very good. Mm-hmm. So to go out there and make it happen. The question that I was wondering, I mean, 10-game suspension, is this the bar now? Is the bar 10 games? So that's the minimum first-time offense. You're getting 10 games.
Yes.
He is appealing. He is appealing, so we'll see what happens in that aspect. But
yeah, he can appeal. I mean, Max Scherzer appealed. I believe Domingo Germán, when he got caught, I don't think he appealed. He took it. Yeah. But Max Scherzer, that's the process. You can appeal. Doesn't mean that,
you're going to win, right?
Yeah. You're caught. You know what I mean? Take it.
Due process. Make it happen.
That's it.
Listen. Now, what happens when these players, when they appeal it? Has anyone won? Has anyone won an appeal? Do we know?
I don't know about, as far as the unidentified sticky substance. I don't think anybody has.
I mean, are we sending it to the lab, Smitty? Are we taking skin samples and sending it out? UPS, FedEx, make sure they're in the area before we ship it out. Are they going to sign? Are they going to sign the waiver saying, "Yep, this was me"?
Yeah, I mean, it's out there and they get caught. It is what it is,
Listen,
let's move over to that's the deal with Suarez.
Yes.
Let's move over to Fenway Park.
My man
to the East Coast.
My man.
Bring it back to the East Coast.
Yes, sir.
Mookie Betts was in town last night. I watched the game. They very nice, very nice. The respect that guy deserves for you guys, the fans. He had a standing ovation, welcoming him back.
Much
as
love.
He deserves.
Yes.
Now, I know you're a diehard Red Sox fan. If you remember the trade, I believe you guys traded Mookie for Alex Verdugo, Jeter Downs, and Connor Wong, right?
Yep.
Remember Connor Wong?
I remember Connor Wong. I believe he's playing out. I think he's back in the NL, right? Does he even play anymore? San Diego, maybe? Oh, no.
Yeah, I'm not sure. The reason why I'm asking you if you remember him is because I don't.
Yeah, I think I don't even know. He actually gets on the field every now and then. He's still with us. Mm-hmm. What am I talking about? I was thinking of that other Asian guy over there, the shortstop for the Padres. But yeah, that trade, I don't think. I mean, did it work out? We got a younger Alex Verdugo who's hitting.
You're talking about Ha-Seong Kim? That's my man.
Right. Yeah,
Ha-Seong Kim. That's my man.
Out to lunch today, Smitty. Hey, listen, no, but Verdugo, I mean, he's working out. Is he Mookie Betts? No, but he's younger and he's on. I guess he's on the up and up. I wouldn't say he's on the slide, although I don't think Mookie's on a slide either.
Verdugo, I think, if my memory serves me right, I think Alex Cora, which I really respected that move that he did in the game. Verdugo lacked hustle, and he pulled him out and he benched him.
Yep,
which was awesome. And that speaks, I mean, we're just talking about Verdugo, the trade and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Because this is like this. I don't even know. I mean, I know that you guys were heartbroken when Mookie Betts left,
Absolutely.
But they, it's not spoken of till now when Mookie came back in town. I mean, yeah, it was. I don't even know why that trade happened, to be honest with you. That's one of the players that his work ethic, I mean, it just goes above and beyond. I mean, even for the home run derby, it was funny because I was watching this interview. That was his first time doing the home run derby this year, Mookie Betts. And, he's not known as a power hitter or anything like that, but he said that he wanted to do it because he's done everything in his career and he wanted to experience, and he was having fun.
He was
having fun with his family, his wife. He said, I don't know what I'm doing out there, but just the fact that he volunteered for it and he participated in it. It was great. It was great. As a baseball fan, I enjoyed it.
He's a competitor. And that, like, you know, you see the guy in the bowling alley and the guy can roll 300s. I mean, he is a true competitor. He's a guy that you want in your, you know, on your ball club, in the clubhouse. And we don't have him anymore. And the Dodgers have him. And the Dodgers are a hell of a ball team. Freddie Freeman is ripping the cover off the ball. They're pitching. They're hitting. I mean, you know
it's
what?
All gelling. It's all gelling. Now, I'm going to tell you this about the Dodgers. The Dodgers
Yes.
are an incredible organization.
Yep.
Unfortunately, they won the last championship they won. And this is coming from a Yankee fan, so by no means am I tooting my horn or anything like that. But the last time they won, it was during
I said
beep
beep.
It was during the what was it, the COVID short season.
Oh boy. Asterisk. Is that what you're saying?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Right.
But they won that, they won that. It's a championship. They determined for it to be a championship. However, when it comes to the postseason, the Dodgers somehow, some way, they just find a way and I feel bad for the Dodgers fans. They find a way for their dreams to be shattered. I'm serious.
Yeah, no, hey, and listen, we all had high hopes this year. Well, not all of us.
I did.
I know you did.
But according to Brian Cashman,
to
Brian Cashman, he just figured out that the season is a disaster.
Oh.
I don't know what took him so long.
Hey, listen, I know, we were on here last Tuesday, not this past Tuesday, the Tuesday before, and I was concerned about you, Smitty, like a lot of other Yankee friends that are near and dear to my heart. I was concerned for you guys because I'm like, man, these dudes are on the longest losing streak in how many years? And
listen,
wow, man.
I think it was the last time we won. So we lost that many games. It was 1982. And listen, I don't care. I told you before, I'm an old dude. I was 8 years old back then.
Yeah.
What does that tell you?
Damn, it's been a minute. So you know what that says, though? That's been that, the Yankees have been that organization, obviously, that have always been on the upper echelon. And they've fallen to last place. But honestly, and Chris says, I don't know why the Yankee fans are upset.
He's quoting Hal Steinbrenner. What up, Chris?
Quoting Hal. But the thing is like, this year started and I remember all the hate that I got. And like I always say, I try to be realistic about what the season's going to be. And my expectations were extremely low for the Red Sox based on our inability to, to throw the ball over the plate and get outs. But, we talked and I even said, I think I was even one of the people that had hope for the Yankees. And I thought the Yankees were going to be that ball club because of, that lineup and the arms with the addition of, Rodon and, Severino coming back and healthy. And, that, what's his name? Nestor Cortez has missed most of the season due to injury. So it's been an unfortunate season for the Yankees. All those high hopes have barely, reached the second floor. And obviously the season's over for you guys. I don't believe the season is much longer for us. I mean, we're just they're just teasing. The Red Sox are teasing their fans right now. Like, oh, hey, maybe we'll get in. What are we, 3.5, 4 games back of the wild card?
I don't know. I don't think the Red Sox are out yet, man.
I am going to, and let's be honest. Let's just say we sneak in and we play a wild card game and we even win a wild card game like we did against the Yankees that year, right? Like we could possibly win a game, but when you're in a 7-game series and you don't have a single ace on your team, and yes, Chris Sale can get 11 strikeouts, but he's also going to give up 5 runs. We have to be able to hit, the pitching of the Orioles and the Astros and the Texas Rangers. And I mean, these are good.
Whoa. Stop right there. I'm glad you brought the Texas Rangers up. I was saving them for later. I was saving that team for later. Oh, boy. But I'm glad that you brought them up.
Trigger. Can I say one more thing about Boston before we talk about the Texas Rangers?
Please, go ahead. Please.
I just want to give mad props to the Boston fans. And I know you already did with Mookie, but one thing I want to add to Boston is that the Red Sox fans are some of the best fans in the world. And when great players go into that stadium, they get their due. Albert Pujols, Derek Jeter, Miguel Cabrera, Mookie Betts, we recognize real, right? And that's the one thing that I love about the Red Sox. Even though when I listen to WEEI, I want to jump through the phone and I want to smash some of these people when they talk because they sound like complete fucking morons.
They're just passionate, dude.
We
They're
do.
passionate. That's
It's passionate, but you know what? I'm passionate too, but I can also be realistic about what's in front of me. I can see that
some people are delusional. Some people you have to forgive them.
And you're right. And I have a hard time doing that sometimes. But anyway, I just wanted to mention that.
Yeah, but you know what though, man? Listen, I have to give my Yankee universe props too, because you gave the Red Sox Nation props. I gotta stand up for my universe. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna tell you this: those two fan bases are very passionate about their teams,
knowledgeable
for the most part, knowledgeable.
Yeah,
the majority of them are knowledgeable. Yes, there are delusional fans. Yes, there's fans that are gonna cry whether we're winning, whether we're losing. Doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? You can't make them happy. But that's just people in general in this world.
No doubt. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, Ray?
You know, minds. I know.
Right. But with that said, I mean, yes, I agree 100%. Red Sox Nation, you know, they showed love, nothing but love for Mookie Betts, you know, all those previous professional players that you had mentioned. Yankee fans are the same way. I mean, you know, when David Ortiz, when he came through, you know, I mean, you know, as a Yankee fan, you couldn't stand the dude, but let's be honest, you know, he was a great hitter, you know.
Hey, you love to see him go, right? You love to see him go.
Oh yeah, I mean,
he was a killer.
Whenever there's a player, it's the same way you felt about Derek Jeter. It's the same way you felt about Mariano Rivera in 2004. You know, we finally got this dude. We finally, you know, these guys are finally leaving. You know what I'm saying? And we're bringing up old news, but that's the only thing that we could talk about right now. You know what I mean? Yeah, that makes me feel good as a baseball fan, you know. But let's close that out. Much love.
Texas. What do you got on those Texas Rangers, man?
Texas Rangers.
I'd love to hear about it.
Now, keep in mind, there's a lot of baseball fans that were like, oh, Texas made these big moves. Max Scherzer, Jordan Montgomery. They have a great rotation. Let me tell you something. Let's stay current here. The Texas Rangers have lost. I don't even know if they won last night. I think they've lost 8 in a row.
Oh, have they?
Correct me if I'm wrong, please.
No, yes, they have.
Okay. Now, with that said, the Seattle Mariners.
Ooh, that young ball club.
All right now. See, anything can change in baseball, Ray.
You ain't lying.
Anything can change.
You
know what I mean? And then once that postseason starts, it's the ball club that clicks, man. When they get hot, it's a wrap. And it's not one and out. It's not one and out, bro. You know what I'm saying?
No, listen, and I agree with you. You know, the Mariners have 2 pitchers I believe in, right? Logan Gilbert and Louis Castillo. Right? Those are 2 very good. Gilbert is he's younger, right? Castillo's been around the block a little bit, and he's nasty. The one thing that I believe might have triggered this run, we'll call it a run or a crash for the Rangers, run for the Mariners, is that Julio Rodriguez has woke up. Julio Rodriguez is alive. Do you know where Julio Rodriguez was for the first 60% of the year? Like, this dude was
this is when it counts. This is when it counts, right?
He did the same thing last year.
And this is where, you know, those players that step up. And at one point, I hate to admit this out loud, man, but I have to. I think he had more hits as one player than my team put together.
Yeah, he's tearing it up.
You know what I mean?
He's so good. He is so good. J-Rod. He was going to be like, you know, he was in discussion, you know, preseason, like potential MVP. You know?
Oh, yeah.
And he was not very good, and now he is tearing the cover off the ball. So watch out for Seattle. I mean, I didn't realize the Rangers lost 8 in a row, though. Where have I been?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. I've been trying to keep up on all this football, all this stuff going on in the NFL world. Red Sox, we got Urias and Paxton going tonight at Fenway, 4 o'clock game. So
Urias and Paxton, Big Maple, the Big Maple. You should be excited, Ray.
Hey,
You
we'll
should
see
be
what
excited.
happens. He took an L his last start. Yankees have Schmidt on the mound against Taylor Glass now, Tampa Bay. So
Listen, man,
it's
we
irrelevant.
won last night. Garrett Cole did his thing, like he's been carrying us all year long. I don't know. I mean, the hitting. The only good thing, listen, even when my team wins, it still hurts.
Yeah,
I'll elaborate on that.
please.
Watching Giancarlo Stanton running to second base, that hurts me, bro. And I'm not even running. Seriously.
What do you mean? Can you elaborate a little bit? What's going on? Does he look like
he
a
hit that ball, bro? Listen, man. Listen. Am I the only one? I don't know, man. As a Yankee fan, I don't know. I don't know, man. Because when I see that man running, he hit a double yesterday, and he doesn't slide. It was a stand-up double.
Yep.
But to me, it looked like, yo, my man was gonna be out, bro. I'm not lying.
Man. Does he look
Maybe
like Tom Brady? Did he look like Tom Brady rolling out of the pocket, scrambling around?
No.
Not that bad?
No.
Not that bad?
No, this guy, man. I mean, man, I don't know, man. But you know what? Some good news is watching, in my opinion, one of the best contact hitters in MLB, DJ LeMahieu, hit the ball. That's very important. You know, I want that guy. I like the guy. I like his work ethic. I like how he plays. And I think that he's one of the best contact hitters in the MLB. You know, that was good seeing him hit the ball last night.
Well, I mean, hey, there was a lot of hope for the machine. Is that what they call DJ LeMahieu? The machine. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's been pretty absent, but he had some injuries and stuff, right? Injury-prone guy. Back in action.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's pretty much been his last couple of years. But oh boy, look at that! Look at them Orioles, man. The Orioles are what a young, impressive team, and they're going to continue to stay there as long as they can keep them, though. You know,
the Orioles.
How many games under 500 are the Yankees, Smitty? Because that's what I really like to see. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I like to. Only
18.
Well, 18 back. You're only 4 games under 500, though. I mean, so that's an improvement compared to where you were at before. Bro. You know, you got 2. Oh, you won one. One in a row.
I'm hoping and praying that something happens, man. Some good news happens. They take action. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's all I'm hoping for.
They're taking action. Well, what other big news we got going on today, Smitty?
Let's see. Baseball.
In the baseball world. Is there anything else in the baseball world that really
stands out?
Oh, how about this though? Felix Bautista had suffered he didn't suffer anything, but he exited the game in the 9th last night with a little bit of arm fatigue. I mean, hey, that's the closer. He's one of the best closers in MLB right now. Mm-hmm. He goes down, and who steps up next for the Orioles? Do you know who's the next guy up is? If worst case scenario that he's going to be put out for a little bit, you know, you can only wish that it's not that serious.
Who's that? Who steps up?
I don't even know who their next guy in line is. So I'm checking that out right now. Bautista feed. Hold on, let me get there. League standings. Orioles roster. I mean,
hey, J. Rebel.
Oh, you know what? They got Yenier Cano. Young player. He throws gas.
Yeah, but
he throws some gas. I mean,
that's a huge hit for them. You know what I mean? If it's a significant injury.
You know what? It's a huge hit, right? But this kid Cano has a 1.62 ERA and a WHIP under 1, 61 innings pitched and 57 K. So he's almost a 1-to-1. He's almost a 1-to-1. You know, K to Ks per inning, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ks per inning. He's almost at 1. So, oh, look at Arbor. He says it's football season now. You ain't lying, Eric.
Eric Arbor already gave up on his baseball team.
Thank the Lord. I think most of us did. I mean,
Wow.
I know who
That's
did
crazy.
it. Did you give up on the Yankees? I know we're talking about them, but you know the season.
Bro, my team is not 3.5 games back from the wild card, dude.
But I'm also letting you know what I think realistically. We aren't built for a run. We're not built. That's it. We don't got the arms. I've been saying it all season. I said it last season. It is what it is. Oh well. They better do something in Boston over the winter. They better bring in some pitchers, because if they want to keep these fans engaged, bring in some arms.
Last night, Chicago White Sox.
Yep.
There was a shooting in the stadium.
What?
In the vicinity of left field.
How come that?
I believe 2 people were injured and hospitalized. This world is getting crazy, dude.
Oh, absolutely. Well, Chicago, first of all, is a shithole.
I mean, have you ever been?
No, but how do you
know that?
Because all you read about in the news. But all right, hold on a minute. The news could be fake. It could be fake news, but everything you read about in Chicago is how they're all shooting each other. Now they're shooting in the stadium. I mean, it's kind of relatable.
Now I'm glad you said Chicago's a shithole.
Yes. I heard it's a beautiful city within the city, right? Baltimore is a beautiful city within Baltimore. But I've been to Baltimore, and you go through the outskirts of Baltimore, that's a shithole. It is an absolute fucking dump.
But here's my take on that. That can happen anywhere.
Sure.
Granted, the urban cities, of course, like you stated, there's more crime. But that can happen anywhere. Let's not kid ourselves.
You're right.
That's how sad this world is.
You're right.
That you can't even go and enjoy a baseball or a sporting event. And just relax, because you have to be watching, looking, observing. You know what I mean? And that's not a good feel, man.
No.
That's not. I had to bring that up. I remember reading about that this morning.
Where did you read? I can't find that. Well, I didn't actually put it in the Google search, but you figure it would pop up in baseball news, and it's not popping up. It's probably something that they don't want out there. But that's sad. Chicago police investigating a shooting 1 hour. Two women were injured in a shooting during a White Sox base. Oh, 2 women were injured.
Mm-hmm.
What?
It doesn't matter. I mean, listen, male, female, you said, transgender.
I feel like
it doesn't matter.
It's a little bit worse, I feel like, in my opinion, because you don't expect.
How's it worse?
You don't expect that you don't expect women to get shot.
Who doesn't? Who? You? Where do you work at? Where do you work at?
You're right. However,
listen, let me tell you something.
However, the level of violence is much different. One versus the other, women versus men, right? The violence level is much higher. Obviously, there's more male inmates in the country or in the state. Percentage wise, what is it? 90, 10, 85, 15, something in that.
It depends how you look at that. Because there's a lot of criminality that it's been known.
Yeah.
It's been known that females are used, to do things that, like we said, how we view a male is more of a threat to do harsh stuff than a female. But in all reality, it all depends on what they're involved. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know the details as far as how this shooting occurred.
Right.
You know what I mean? But if they were, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, man, I just brought it up because, we're all fans here. We love the sports. And God forbid, you never know.
Get it together. Get it together, people.
Mm-hmm.
Get it together. All right, let's move it forward. Big things happen. Eric's on here, so let's attack him a little bit, Smitty, since he was attacking us last week. Cowboys made a move. Trey Lance is heading over to Dallas. He's headed to the one-star rating
God.
city of Dallas to play
Ooh,
for the
one-star
boys.
rating.
One-star rating Cowboys. Now, that one-star rating, they are potentially the team in the NFC East to overcome the Philadelphia Eagles, which I don't think will happen. But
Dallas smashing.
they grabbed the back.
Is that what you're doing, Ray? Is that what you're doing? You Dallas smashing?
I am not smashing Dallas. I just hope Eric is listening and he's listening closely to what I have to say.
This is what he wanted. This is what he wanted. Give it to him, right?
Dak Prescott, okay, and I wish Dougie was listening too, Dougie Fresh, because he has this thing. I don't know why people hate on Dakota so much, Smitty.
Well, hold on, though. I believe, and you know, I'm a true blue New York Giants fan to the day I die and then some.
Mm-hmm.
However, with these individuals, as far as the Dallas Cowboy fans, they've been let down so much. It's kind of like I don't even know if they like Tony Romo better than Dak Prescott.
Wow.
I don't even know that.
Wow.
What do you guys say, Dallas? What do you guys say, Dallas fans? Was it Tony Romo or Dak Prescott? Has he broken your heart more? I'm interested in knowing that from them. You know what I mean? But that's the reason that to answer your question, Ray, you know, you asked why is it that they dislike Dak Prescott so much? Mm-hmm. He's let them down in big situations.
True.
When they get there. You know what I mean? So
it's going to happen. What do you expect to happen? You know what I mean? Like, Romo dropped the snap. He let him down there, but the guy.
All right, let me ask you this, though. Mac Jones, right?
Oh boy,
Let's say Mac Jones. No. Listen, I just want to hear your perspective on this.
Yep.
Mac Jones.
Yes.
Let's say he does have a great year.
Yes.
You guys go to the playoffs this year, next year, the following year, and Mac Jones is not successful in the playoffs, in the postseason. Mm-hmm. How would you feel?
Okay. Did you grow from it? Did you learn anything from it? That's it. That's all.
You wouldn't be upset?
I mean, yeah, of course you're going to be upset. How many years has Dak Prescott played in the NFL? Honestly, how many
For the Cowboys?
Years? Yeah. How many games has he played? He's played what? He started 97 games in his career. Mm-hmm. He's played 1, 2, 3, 4. He's played 5 full seasons. 5 full seasons. Do you know how long it took Brett Favre to win a Super Bowl? Do you know how long it took John Elway to win a Super Bowl? Do you know how long it took Dan Marino to never win a Super Bowl, one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play the game? And I am not comparing Dak Prescott to Dan Marino. I'm not comparing
I know that.
John Elway.
I know that. But the difference is this. The difference is this. And please correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
Because I'm not looking at Dan Marino's teams when he was with the Miami Dolphins. Mm-hmm. I'm looking at Dallas Cowboys. You said that Dakota Prescott's been with the Cowboy organization for 5 years, right?
He's played 5 seasons. He's been with the organization for 7. Seasons. You know, 7. Last year he missed a few games. 2020, he had that gruesome injury.
Out of those 5 seasons,
yes.
Let me ask you this, because I know you know this.
Yes.
Has he had great teams?
He's had good. Yes, he's had some very good teams.
Right. And I'm not talking about the receiving core. I'm talking about defense O-line.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I'm talking about that right there.
Yep.
And then when he gets to the postseason, and I think that's what the Cowboy fans are looking at. When he gets to the postseason, it's like he's so uptight. Like they expect him to fail.
Sure.
Like they expect him to turn the ball over. When is it going to happen? You know what I mean?
But my thing is this. Look at Jim Kelly, right? Is Jim Kelly a shitty quarterback because he never won a Super Bowl?
Absolutely not.
You know what I mean? So some players just can't get over the hump. Right now, Dak is
They went to the Super Bowl. Jim Kelly went to the Super Bowl.
And that's fine. That's fine. Jim Kelly didn't go in the Super Bowl in the beginning of his career. It took Jim Kelly some time to get to the Super Bowl, right? It took John Elway a lot of time. I mean, he was there in the beginning of his career. He was gone for the rest of his career. And then at the end, he went out on a high horse.
Ray, these dudes are upset. And I say dudes, but
yeah.
please, dudes, ladies, the Dallas Cowboy fans, as you can see, nobody has chimed in. Eric Garber is missing right now.
He went missing. Maybe there was a call.
He hasn't said anything. He wanted to talk football,
Yeah.
but he hasn't said anything.
They probably got him on the west side now, and he's responding to like One North or something for a code blue. Who knows?
What's that?
Oh shit. So, yeah, you know, when I look at Dak Prescott, I say he's better than half of the league. So that means there's 16 other teams in the NFL that would love to have Dak Prescott rather than who they have. And I think that's a very fair, accurate, realistic.
I could tell you this right now. As a Giants fan, Daniel Jones, right?
Mm-hmm.
We can agree that the kid got paid a lot of money.
Oh yeah,
I'm still waiting to see. And I'm still waiting to see whether he comes through.
Yep.
However, and I'm optimistic, and we'll get there later on. We'll talk about the Giants later on. I'm optimistic about that. Okay. Now, as a Giants fan, if you ask me right now, would you take Dakota Prescott over Daniel Jones? I would say absolutely, positively, no.
I mean, you're a true Giants fan, man.
Yeah, but I'm not even. I'm trying to be. Please don't laugh. I'm trying to be open-minded about this.
Hold on. Can I make one comment before you continue your open-mindedness?
Go ahead.
You are a Cowboy hater. Yes. So fair comment to take Dak over Danny. However, if I want a quarterback that's going to throw the ball and maybe Daniel Jones will surprise me this year, I'm probably still going to take that Dak Prescott ball over the Daniel Jones ball. But guess what? I'm a Giant hater.
Which you know what? In your case,
it's fair.
It's okay.
I know.
Yeah, it's fine.
Still upset. Still upset, Smitty. One day.
So listen.
Hey, can I be honest though? Can I tell you something?
Go ahead.
I had a fantasy football draft. It was it was last Sunday. And I drafted three Giants. 3.
Wow.
So in the league that I'm in, it's not a defensive team league, defense special teams. It is a individual defensive player league. Mm-hmm. So I went out and I grabbed that stud defensive end outside linebacker, Kayvon Thibodeau, right? And I believe in the league he's labeled as a defensive end.
Yes.
Right? Because you play the 3-4, the 4-3.
With Wink, he mixes that up, man.
Okay. So I grabbed him, and then I grabbed Isaiah Hodgins, right? Because why wouldn't I? Right? I showed that guy a lot of love in the playoffs last year.
You a better man than me, bro.
and believe me, these are late round draft picks. These are not the cream. Yeah. They're not the cream of the crop of my fantasy team. But I also grabbed Jalen Hyatt as well, the rookie wide receiver out of Tennessee, because I think
that receiver right there. Now, mind you, and I guess we've spoken about him before previously on the show, and they went after him late because he had an injury, and I mean now this kid, he's got a lot of speed, man. I mean, I think that he ran in one of the preseason games that they were playing. If you watch this kid run, like, he's got a lot of speed. And I'm hoping that he stays healthy. They stay healthy. And this year they'll have a better receiving core. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. I think he's going to be great for you guys. And I hope the best, and I wish the best for the Giants. I mean, I guess, I don't know. It's a tough division, maybe one of the better divisions.
So listen, I don't want to drift away from the Dallas Cowboys yet.
Yes.
I want to go because you're on record stating that your prediction, unless you changed it, I'm not sure, the New York Jets are going to the Super Bowl, correct? You still stand on that?
I have money on the Jets winning the Super Bowl, but I like the odds on that. Do I think the Jets are going to win the AFC East? I think the Jets have a great chance to win the AFC East, yes.
Okay. So with that said, who do you think is under more pressure? Dakota Prescott or Aaron Rodgers with the New York Jets as quarterbacks? And who do you see, if they make the playoffs, who do you see? Well, obviously you said the Jets, so I could be wrong, but I think that you think that the Jets will go further than the Cowboys.
Yeah. Pressure wise, I think Aaron Rodgers is under pressure. And the only reason I say that is because the Jets have high hopes this year. He's in a new organization. He has a lot of fire and will and determination, probably more than he has had in Green Bay the last few years. I would not be surprised if Aaron Rodgers went out and won an MVP this year, to be honest. But I don't think there's pressure in Dallas because I feel like Jimmy Jones isn't that guy that's going to put pressure on any of his players. I mean, you had that, what's his name, coaching the Dallas Cowboys for how long? And he was awful. He was awful. He should have been fired 3 years before they actually fired the guy. So as far as pressure in Dallas, I mean, even bringing in Trey Lance, is that pressure? No. I think Trey Lance is probably the third string quarterback on that team now behind Cooper Rush. We haven't seen enough Trey Lance. I think the Cowboys, did they win that trade? They gave up a fourth rounder for him. Yeah, he was drafted first, but who cares? He's not that good, in my opinion.
Now, listen, I do want to say San Francisco. Okay, let's look at the 49ers.
Yep.
Because that's one of my picks, you know, for them to end up in a good spot in the postseason. They're a good team.
Yep.
Now, San Francisco.
Yes.
Do you think that they learned from last year where they were in a situation where I think it was like, who was it? Like they were looking at McCaffrey to come in and be the quarterback at one point.
Yeah.
Do you think that, so they're going with Purdy, Sam Darnold.
Yep.
Who's the third string quarterback?
Brandon Allen.
Okay.
He's got 7 years experience, played for the Bengals, Rams, Jags, right?
Mm-hmm.
From the University of Arkansas, 6'1", 210. Never even, I don't even know if he's ever played it down, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that they let Lance go for Brandon Allen and you gave up, like, let's be honest, they drafted Lance in the first round, right? Trey Lance was a first round draft pick. Mm-hmm. You sold him for a fourth. You grabbed a guy with 7 years experience that I don't even know how much experience the guy has. San Francisco, they lost big time in this trade. They lost big time in this trade. Would you
now? What did Jerry Jones gain from acquiring Trey Lance?
I don't think they gained. I mean, I think they may have gained a little push on Dak, honestly, which is probably going to be helpful. Maybe Dak will have a little bit more gas in his tank to play better this year.
So you think that sends a message to Dakota?
I mean, potentially, you know. So Brandon Allen has started a total of 9 games, right? Mm-hmm. He's got a 57% completion, 10 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. I don't know. He's thrown for 1,600 yards in those. He's played in 15 games total. He started 9. His record is 2-7. And Trey Lance has not really gotten an opportunity to do anything. So I disagree with, I don't think they should have traded him. I would have kept Trey Lance. He's a young player, develop him. And I mean, who knows? Brock Purdy, we'll see what happens and how he returns with his arm strength coming back from that injury. That was a tough one. Sam Darnold, though, I'm excited. Well, not excited for Sam Darnold, but I like Sam Darnold backing up Purdy more than I would have liked Lance, honestly, because Darnold's never had anybody with the, when he was with the Darnold was the Jets, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Sam Darnold was
Carolina
and the Jets. Listen, San Francisco's got some weapons out there with Debo and Ayuk and Kittle and McCaffrey. Yeah, I mean, that's a team you can shine with as a quarterback if you have a little bit of ability, which I believe Purdy and Darnold do. So we'll see. San Francisco is going to be the team that challenge the Cowboys and the Eagles this year in the NFC. Maybe the Saints will be a 4th team. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see. All the good teams are in the AFC this year.
Most of the good teams are in the NFC, you said?
Most of like a lot of the teams that I like are all AFC this year. I mean, I think the Eagles are
AFC.
definitely AFC 100%. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. But I don't know. We'll see. So, Smitty, what do you guys think of Isaiah Simmons? I mean, we're talking value here. Obviously, the 49ers lost. I guess the Cowboys might have won. I mean, they got a quarterback they got a first rounder for a fourth rounder.
I mean, come on now. They got Cooper Rush, man.
They picked up a third string quarterback. Obviously, you got to go pretty deep. You want to talk about backup quarterbacks right now, and I am like nervous as shit. Bailey Zappe looks like dog shit. He looks horrendous, horrible. Where is this guy? I'm nervous, honestly. And I was hoping. I'm watching this preseason game last night. And granted, it's the 2s and the 3s, but he could not hit anybody.
What was your concern? What was your concern? What was your concern with him? Was he under a lot of pressure?
He was under pressure, right? But also, we didn't have our ones in there. We had some young guys on the line starting last night. But moving around, his pocket awareness was okay.
Mm-hmm.
He just looked frazzled. He looked rattled. He did not look good at all. And he played pretty much the whole game. I mean, they put Trace McSorley in there for a possession, and then Bailey comes back in there. And I'm waiting for Malik Cunningham to come back in because I want to see what this kid has. They ran a little, 2-quarterback offense with them both on the field. Malik Cunningham was running routes. Probably not the best route runner, but, we'll see what happens. But I really want to see Malik Cunningham back there to see what he could do. But Bailey Zappe looked bad. He looked really bad. And if Matt goes down, I think we're going to be in a lot of trouble. So I pray that Mac Jones plays the whole season.
Now, let me ask you this. Last year, Zappe played how many games?
He played like 3, maybe.
3 games. And how did he do? Do you remember how?
Yeah, he did great. He did great.
He did great, right?
Here's the issue that I'm having, and I know where you're going with this. And the difference between this year and last year is last year we ran a kindergarten offense, right? Everything.
And this year you guys have an offensive coordinator,
and this year we are running an offense that has a lot of moving parts, and it might be a little trickier for Bailey. I mean, Mac Jones has some experience with O'Brien in Alabama. So he knows the playbook, some of the playbook. He knows the schemes that Bill O'Brien's going to run. Zappe's learning, man. He's a student right now. And I believe that's why O'Brien had him on the field for so long, in the last preseason game to kind of see, is this guy going to be able to make it? And he did not look good at all. Oh my God. What are we doing?
So with that said, right?
Yeah.
It's evident that you're a big Mac Jones supporter.
Oh, yes. And I have been since day one.
Yes, sir.
I wanted Mac Jones. I wanted Mac, and I was happy when we got him.
I think everybody knows that.
What's up, Ange? Yep.
Good morning, Ange. I think that with that said, you want Mac Jones to be successful. I think if he's not successful, based on what you said, that he's got experience with O'Brien as one of his coaches. Zappe, that was one game. And that was a preseason game, right? I think Zappe is a good backup quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And if given the opportunity during the regular season, if your main man goes down, I think he could step up and produce for your team. But that's just my humble opinion.
Yeah. Hey, it's different when you're out there with the 2s and the 3s versus the 1s, obviously. You got more protection. Trent Brown was on the sideline. Dave Andrews was on the sideline. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But I did like the rookie Marte Mapu. He got some. He had a fairly good game. This kid Roberts on the defensive line had a great game. Perkins had a great game. We'll see. I mean, it's only a 53-man roster, so it's going to be interesting to see where the cuts come. Which wide receivers we have. I really wanted to see Demario Douglas out there. I've been hearing a lot of good things about him. I didn't see much out of him. Kayshon Boutte. We'll see. Tyquan Thornton, I don't even know. I don't know. I'm excited, though. I'm excited for the season. I can't wait to see Mac Jones in an offense with those 2 tight ends, Gesicki and Hunter Henry. We got Zeke now. I'm gonna be doing this all season now when the Pats win. Oh God, I never thought the day. Never
Don't do
thought
that.
the day I'd be shoveling a fake
Don't
spoon
do that
in my
one.
mouth. I'm eating Wheaties while I'm doing it, Smitty. Eat your Wheaties. Get after it. Let's go.
So listen. Now that we're talking about that, right?
Yep.
Before we talk about the New York Giants, let's talk about coaches in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think, if you think about teams in the NFL, who do you think head coaches? Who do you think is under a lot of pressure this year?
I would have to go with the guy from and I can't stand him. The head coach for the Los Angeles Chargers, Staley. It's got to be Staley because the Chargers have a very good football team. Very good football team. They're right there. He makes shit decisions. Brandon Staley. If I had to pick one coach to get fired, probably won't happen. It would have to be Brandon Staley. He's on the hot seat. If I had to throw you another one, I would say Josh McDaniels in Las Vegas.
The Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah, those are my two. I mean, maybe the guy from Tampa Bay, Bowles. I don't know if Ron Rivera is going to be on the hot seat this year in Washington. I think he's a great coach. He's got a young quarterback. You look at, the other two teams that I mentioned. If you have a good quarterback and you're not producing, something's wrong. Justin Herbert's a top 5 quarterback in the NFL, in my opinion. Tampa, Todd Bowles might get a free. I'm going to give Todd Bowles a free pass this year because you have Baker Mayfield, and that stinks. McDaniels.
How about my man from the Jets, the New York Jets?
Robert Saleh? No, definitely not. Absolutely not.
I do agree. I do agree with Eric on this one. Believe it or not, I do agree that Big McCarthy, he's under a lot of pressure.
Yeah,
he's under a lot of pressure.
But is he though? Is he? Because
let me hear your thoughts. Let me hear your thoughts on that.
Mike McCarthy is the Dallas Cowboys head football coach, and Jerry Jones is the owner, and that's why I feel like Mike McCarthy is not on the hot seat. Jerry Jones is a very forgiving man, and if the Cowboys make the playoffs, they'd win a football game, which I believe the Cowboys are going to make the playoffs. They win a playoff game. Mike McCarthy is not going to go anywhere. Cowboys are making the playoffs this year. Mike McCarthy's the head coach. They might not even win a playoff game. Mike McCarthy is still going to be the head coach. That's what I think. Because Jerry Jones, he supports his guys. I mean, that's just what he does. That's what Jerry does. Jerry needs to get the hell out of the office and hire somebody that doesn't mind firing somebody.
That's how I feel about Hal Steinbrenner.
Oh God. So that's how it is.
So listen, you asked me a question about the New York Football Giants, about Isaiah Simmons.
Yep.
Here are my thoughts about Isaiah Simmons. They went out, they got him, low risk, expecting good rewards. With the scheme that the Giants run, in my opinion, Wink, one of the best defensive coaches out there, with that coaching organization right now.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I'm optimistic. Been a long time for me, Ray. Been a long time for me. I'm optimistic. I'm not saying that, we're going to go out there and control games and stuff like that, but I'm optimistic. I'm hopeful. I'm positive about this year. He plays linebacker, safety,
mm-hmm.
kind of like what they did with Landon Collins. However, this kid, he's played both positions. I was reading different articles. He said, and this is based on the article that I read, that he does not want to play linebacker. However, he did play college football with Dexter Lawrence at Clemson, I believe, right?
Yep, national champion.
Yep. So, you know how that is. I mean, it's all if it's the right chemistry and they buy into that program, sky's the limit. You know what I'm saying? I think that moving forward, He's not going to be a starter or anything like that, but he can rotate. They can rotate. You know what I mean?
He's not going to be a starter?
I don't think so.
Really?
But I could be wrong.
Listen, I think it's a freaking amazing trade for the Giants because I think Isaiah Simmons is a stud. He's a fast football player. You know, he's big, he's fast, he's strong.
I mean, listen.
And he can play that. Go ahead.
This guy's a mastermind, bro. Shane, he's a mastermind. The GM. Yep. I mean, he's not him and Dable. They're not afraid to make moves that actually make sense. You know what I mean? And it's just amazing the moves that they've made. You know, and it's not like they're sitting and it just, as a fan, when you think about it, when you look at your team and it's like, okay, what are our weaknesses? What are our strengths? Does this move make sense? All of the moves that they've made so far make sense. There's not one move yet that I've said, why? Like, do we really need this guy? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. I mean, you got the guy from the Colts, right? Okereke.
Yes.
Darian Beavers, I have no idea who that is. No clue who the weak side linebacker is. So Kayvon Thibodeau's right outside linebacker. Mm-hmm. And then you have Ojulari, right?
Yep.
Simmons can come in and he can play that hybrid, that hybrid position where he's covering the tight end.
Mm-hmm.
But he can also fill the gap. So they don't even have him listed on the depth chart yet. But if I were to look at this Giants team and look at the depth chart, and I would ask you, Smitty, and I would say, what is the Giants? You talked about weakness. What's your weakness this year?
You know what? I mean, that's up for debate. You know, I still say they went out and got some good slot receivers. They went out and got a big tight end. If that kid, I say kid, but
man,
that guy, if he can stay healthy, Wallers, I think that the running game is there. Saquon, the O-line to me, as a Giants fan, O-line is a question mark. Special teams is a question mark. That's as a Giants fan.
Quarterback.
The quarterback, I just don't see. I mean, you know what? I don't see Daniel Jones, and I could be wrong. I don't see him regressing. I don't see that. I see him improving on this game. With Dable as his coach, I just don't see that kid. I mean, listen, this is a coach that if you see him on the sidelines, the passion that he has, he's not afraid to bench somebody real quick and get on somebody's butt real quick and let them know the business.
Okay.
I mean, like, I think we spoke about this before. I think it was last year. You know, the very beginning with him and Daniel Jones. I thought he was going to make that kid cry.
Yeah.
After a mistake that he made. You know? So, I mean, when it comes to that, I just don't see Daniel Jones. Do I see him, going off and being one of the elite quarterbacks? Absolutely not. Do I want that? I mean, I'm not going to say I don't want it, but am I realistic about it? You win championships as a team. Eli Manning. I mean, it's debatable. He wasn't one of the elite quarterbacks during the regular season, but I'm going to tell you what, when it counted, and that's the thing that we were talking about before, Ray, with Dakota Prescott. Dakota Prescott could have great numbers during the regular season. And then you get to the postseason, and he'll throw 10 interceptions. The man said that he's not going to throw interceptions like that but he wasn't specific. Yep. He wasn't specific. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm thinking maybe he means during the regular season. Maybe he's saving that for the postseason.
Sure. So, not that I don't agree with you as far as Daniel Jones not regressing, but if he were to regress, this is why, in my opinion.
Yes.
Last year, the Giants had the second easiest schedule in the NFL, right? Followed by the Philadelphia Eagles or vice versa, whatever it was. This year, the New York Giants have the third hardest schedule in the NFL, right along with the New England Patriots. Granted, we play each other The NFC East and the AFC East have the toughest schedule this year because of the quality of our football teams in our divisions.
Mhm.
That alone is going to make Daniel Jones regress, in my opinion, even with the additions of some offensive line, some wide receivers. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I mean, this is why they play the football game. If he does regress, then that's why. But if he does not regress, I will not say anything negatively about Daniel Jones moving forward. You can, and I'll put a stamp on that. We'll see what happens. I like his athletic ability, but
I just think
he does under pressure this year.
You know, in my opinion, I mean, if the O-line can do at a minimum, I mean, let's be honest. Yes, they played, like you said, one of the easiest schedules last year.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
However, last year, like you said, you know, you drafted Hodgins, you know, all these individuals that they're not
Hyatt. Yep.
No, you drafted Hodgins or Hyatt. You drafted both of them.
This year, yeah. This year you
Isaiah
drafted
Hodgins.
Hyatt.
Yep. So, I think that with Saquon healthy,
yep,
and him having the ability to run out of the pocket like he did last year.
Mm-hmm.
As a Giants fan, I saw that kid running for his life more than ever last year. I don't see it like that this year. Now I could be wrong. I could be wrong. He's got two tight ends that are dependable. Bellinger, which his name is not, to me, if he stays healthy, he knows how to block and he knows how to catch.
Yep.
You know what I mean? He's got a lot of good slot receivers.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I just don't see it, but I could be wrong. Like, you know.
I'm just trying to listen. I'm just trying to be, like I said, I try my hardest to be as realistic as possible. And I don't expect Waller to play the whole season, but you do have Daniel Bellinger to back him up. And he's a very serviceable tight end. So, you know, we'll see what happens there. We'll see what happens. It's football season. So much excitement going on. I can't wait for the season to start. I cannot wait. Even if the Patriots are competing, I want them competing. I don't want to get blown out. I want to compete. I want to try to win the division. And I want to enjoy football. And that's it. And I'm going to enjoy it anyway because I love the game so much. So football season is right around the corner. You know, Smitty, if you had to pick one player in your division that's gonna, you know, a rising star in the NFC East this year, do you have anybody in mind? You know, anybody that comes to the top of your head, whether on the Cowboys, Redskins, Giants, or Eagles?
Well, rookie, or it doesn't matter?
It doesn't matter. Just a player that you think is maybe somebody we might not expect that is just gonna.
I'm really excited as a Giants fan. I'm really excited for this kid, Jalen Hyatt. I'm really excited. I mean, hopefully he'll stay healthy. I see him doing big things. You know, if he stays healthy, I see this kid doing big things. I mean, it's impressive. The preseason that I've watched him, of course, it's preseason.
Yeah.
But just the speed that this kid has, I mean, I see why. Because at first I was like, why did they draft this kid? You know, blah, blah, blah. But now it's like, there's a lot of potential there.
Herndon Hooker was in the Heisman. It was in the Heisman conversation last year from Tennessee, the quarterback for Tennessee, based on the ability that he could throw the ball to this guy. I mean, you know, there's a kid in college that I'm going to bring up, right? Or not a kid that was great in college that I'm going to bring up that I feel like is going to probably be that player to pop this year. It's in there, Bubba. The player to pop this year, I believe, is going to be that quarterback for the Washington Commanders, Sam Howell. Sam Howell was very good 2 years ago. He was projected to, you know, possibly win the Heisman. You know, his last year of college, he lost his wide receivers. Now he's in the NFL. He played a few games last year. He put up some good numbers in a couple games last year. Sam Howell, I think, watch out, everybody, for Sam Howell this year in Washington. I think he's going to really showcase his ability to be a quarterback in the NFL. So that's my guy. That's my guy that I'm going to take, that I'm going to keep an eye on. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with that. So,
yeah.
Listen, while we're talking about Heisman hopefuls, college football is about to start very shortly, Smitty. Very shortly. There's a few guys out there that, and let's just jump into it real quick. Heisman hopefuls this year, Smitty. I'm going to name a few guys. Maybe you can give me, your pick, or if do you have anybody that jumps off the top of your head right now that you might want to throw out there?
No.
No.
I'll listen to your picks.
So my top four, obviously it's all quarterbacks. I feel like that's the way that it goes in college football. College players win Heisman trophies. It is what it is. Obviously, Caleb Williams out of USC, transfer from Oklahoma, won the Heisman last year. To repeat, possibly, great chance. Well, it's not a great chance for him to repeat because a lot of players don't repeat the Heisman. But USC is going to be a top 10 program in the country. There's a kid by the name of Drake May in North Carolina. That kid can throw the ball down the field. Excellent passer of the football. I love this kid out of Texas, Quinn Ewers. He played last year. He got hurt in the Alabama game. He was lighting them up. He was dropping dimes. He was remarkable. Really excited for him. The crazy thing with Quinn Ewers this year is that he's got Arch Manning, coming to Texas. I don't believe he's going to redshirt this year, but who knows? So he has somebody pushing him as far as, making sure that he obtains that starting quarterback position for the Longhorns. And then if I had to pick a fourth, I'd probably lean a little bit towards the kid. I don't know, maybe Bo Nix from the Ducks. Bo Nix, scrambler. He's an outside chance, but I like Williams, May, and Ewers as my top 3 Heisman picks. So.
Now, when does the college football start?
Oh, it's usually like a week. It's usually like a week and a half before the NFL starts. So college football season should be starting very, very shortly. But while we're also talking about college football, some crazy things have happened in the last day or two. Jim Harbaugh is suspended for 3. Oh, college football starts today, Smitty.
Yeah.
Navy is taking on Notre Dame.
Right.
Notre Dame, by the way. He led me into this one, not even realizing it. I'm going to throw one more Heisman hopeful out there, and it's from, yes, I'm going to say it, the University of Notre Dame. This is the first year in 1,000 years that Notre Dame has a quarterback, right? Because Joe Montana is 1,001 years old. Sam Hartman, the transfer from Wake Forest, can sling the football. This is one thing that the University of Notre Dame has been lacking for years, and year after year, they don't have a quarterback. And this year, Notre Dame, I believe, has a quarterback that is going to lead the Irish to a good record, still not win a natty, but they could have a Heisman hopeful in Sam Hartman. So the other news I wanted to break, Smitty, we talked about it just briefly before we jumped on here, was Jim Harbaugh, and I started talking before you asked me the college football question. Jim Harbaugh suspended 3 games, NCAA violations, infractions. Who did they go out to replace Jim Harbaugh, or who did Jim go out to replace himself with?
His pops.
He went out and got Daddy. Daddy is replacing his sonny boy as the head coach for the Michigan Wolverines. Now, this is something that I have never, ever seen before in my entire life, where your son gets suspended and then whoop, here comes in Daddy. You know what I mean? So does Jack Harbaugh have any coaching experience? First of all, the guy's 84 years old. He does have coaching experience. He was an assistant at Michigan in the 1980s and later served as a head coach at Western Michigan and Western Kentucky. He retired in 2002 after Western Kentucky held a 12-3 record and won the Division I AA championship. So, hey, big things, cool things happening out there in Michigan. Slap in the face of the NCAA, Smitty, yes or no?
I'm still marinating on this one. Like, I mean,
it's different, man.
So his dad comes in. I mean, I don't even know. Was there like a process to this, or was it just like, yo, like I'm hurt, pops. You want to come in and take over?
I'm out, coming out. That's it.
You know,
that's it. I mean,
All right, so I don't know if you're reading the same article. The University of Michigan suspends Jim Harbaugh for 3 games.
Yep.
Brander and EA battle. Oh no, let me see. That,
And it's all over like a recruit. It's all over recruiting, the suspension, right?
yeah.
Violated various recruiting and coaching infractions, which was a level 2 offense. The level 1 offense deemed a little bit more serious, that there were statements made from Harbaugh to the NCAA, which the organization deemed misleading. So he's suspended for 3 games. His father's going to be the coach. I think it's genius. I mean, maybe they can go out and grab John for a couple games, and Saturdays aren't Sundays. Can you coach a college football team and an NFL football team in the same season? They got the blood in the family, and they're remarkable coaches. So I believe Mr. Jack is going to do a phenomenal job coaching this football team. They're not playing any rivals. Michigan football schedule. And I looked at it earlier and I forgot who they're playing. I'm going to bring it up here real quick, Smitty. But they start out with East Carolina, then they're going to play UNLV, and then they end up with Bowling Green. So you're playing 3 bottom of the barrel programs in the NCAA. Jack will do just fine. They'll probably put up 50 points a game. Call it a day. See you later. Goodbye. So that's pretty much that, Smitty. You still marinating on this thing?
Yeah, it just, I'm like, wow, they pretty much could do whatever. If there was no process or anything like that, it's like mind-boggling. But then again, I'm not really familiar with college football.
I guess college doesn't have the Rooney Rule. I mean, did they make sure that they hired the right people for this? Did they give everybody a fair opportunity at University of Michigan?
And this article, what's today? Yeah. This is crazy. All right. It is.
Yeah.
What it is.
Hey, it is what it is.
So who do they play first, you said?
They play East Carolina, followed up by UNLV, and then they play Bowling Green. And then Harbaugh will come back when they play Rutgers. So
I mean, let's look at the conferences for the college football, right? You got ACC.
A nightmare. College football is a nightmare.
Yeah.
Big
Big
really
12.
Is. The game's fucking ruined.
Big 10, Pac-12, and SEC, right?
Yep.
Who's your pick on that?
I mean, I'm gonna have to say that if I had to pick a team to win the national championship, it's tough because I feel like Georgia's the team. The problem is they just lost their quarterback in Stetson Bennett. They are the preseason, college football #1 overall team, or even receiving 60 out of 62 votes, 63 votes. I'm sorry. Georgia. I got to go Georgia, man. Picking that one for my nephew. He's a Bulldog fan. Braxton.
Georgia. Okay.
I got to go with Georgia, and I got to go SEC. I'm a huge SEC guy. Everybody that knows me knows that I've always been a guy that pumps up the SEC.
So with that said, what do you think about Florida State? Do you think they have a shot or?
Florida State? No, I don't. I mean, of course they have a chance, but I don't think when it comes to competing with some of these top tier programs, Ohio State, Georgia, Alabama, Michigan, USC, I think those programs right there are the top programs in the country, LSU. So we'll see. I don't know. It's college football is a disaster, and it's so tough with college football now because you have the transfer portal. So people are jumping around in the portal, going back and forth, not going back and forth, but they're jumping here, jumping there, back up here to whoever not going to play. So I'm going to jump over here, get a starting position. Michael Penix Jr., the starting quarterback for the Washington Huskies, he was out in Indiana a couple of years ago, and Indiana was a very good ball team. He got hurt. He left, went to Washington last year, had a good season. He's back in Washington again. He's another guy who could potentially win a Heisman Trophy this year. But, college football is like a nightmare now. All the money and everything else and the NIL deals and the portal. You got all these rivals jumping conferences in I don't know what years that, Texas and they're jumping to the SEC and USC is going to the Big Ten. And like the game is being ruined based on the fact of greed, money. And I can't stand it. I hate it, but I love the football game. So We'll see what happens.
Joe is saying, watch out for Penn State this year.
I mean, Penn State's Penn State. I don't know. I'm not really a big Penn State guy. Never have been.
How about so in the Big Ten, Ray, do you see Michigan?
Yeah. Michigan, I think, is probably going to challenge. Michigan.
Do you think his pops wins those 3 games? Did we say 3 games or?
Yeah, of course he does. By 50. They win the first 3 games by 50 points. I mean, Michigan's a freaking top. They're the number 2 team in the country right now without playing a football game, and they received 2 first-place votes. They're a very good team. Blake
Joe is saying top 4 by the end of the year.
Penn State, absolutely not. I don't think so. They won't even be top. They're going to have a hard time being top 4 in the Big Ten. You know what I mean? Because you have Ohio State, you have Michigan. Maybe they'll end up at 3. They could end up at 3 in the Big Ten this year. If they're 3 in the Big Ten, they're not top 4 in the country, because when's the last time a Big Ten schools won a national championship? It's been a few years. It's been SEC. So last 10 national champions, right? I bet you 8, probably 6 out of 10 have been SEC, because I know the ACC has a couple winners in there. Right, last 10: Georgia, Alabama, LSU, Clemson, Alabama, Ohio State, Florida State. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 6 out of 10 seasons, 6 out of the last 10 years have been SEC. Two ACC programs, which would be Clemson both times, Ohio State. You can throw Florida State in there, and Florida State. Florida State is not that. I don't know. We'll see what happens, man. I'm looking forward to it.
Football.
I'm looking forward to it. I'll be watching. I'll be tuning in on the Navy Notre Dame game today, and see.
Navy.
I'm going to see Sam Hartman throw for 400 yards today. 400 yards. I'm calling it right now. 400 yards, Sam Hartman. Let's see what happens.
Okay. All right.
Yep. Shock the world.
All right. Listen. So I completely forgot about this. I read an article. Let's take it back to the NFL a little bit. The Arizona Cardinals are privately telling people that Kyler Murray is not expected to play this season. Did you read that somewhere? Did you hear about it, Ray?
You know, well, I kept Mike texting me earlier this morning saying that it would be interesting to see. I think that he's saying he was, because I couldn't find an article. I looked it up as soon as he told me about Kyler Murray potentially going to the Patriots. And I'm like, there's no goddamn way that I, first of all, want Kyler Murray or his big-ass contract in New England. We don't pay for anybody. Why are we going to pay for a backup quarterback?
Who was your source?
Well, no. Mike, I don't know if he said it would be interesting or if.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, do we need a backup quarterback? Yes. But we don't have the room to afford that guy. You know what I'm saying? Don't have the room to afford that guy. No, no, thank you.
I thought it was interesting, but I really didn't think anything of it. I was just like, privately, if it's private, then why is it out? You know what I'm saying? So, but it was interesting,
Yeah, no, I know. So 2:30, 2:30 is Notre Dame. 8 o'clock USC plays.
Who does USC play?
USC's playing San Jose State, so that's probably going to be like a 59-3 game. Notre Dame, Navy kind of. I think Notre Dame gives Notre Dame a hard time. I feel like the spread's 20.5 points, so maybe it'll be like 42-10. 42-10 Notre Dame, 59-3 USC, and I believe that's it for today.
How's UConn looking this year?
Do you want me to be honest?
Yeah, absolutely.
Who cares? And that's my honest opinion. Who gives?
There's a lot of Husky fans out there, bro.
Listen, man, I would probably rather go watch a high school football game, honestly.
Wow.
That's my opinion.
Okay. I got you.
Oh, I mean, hey, we are getting deals though. I did get an email through work where we can get some UConn football games. I want to say the tickets were only like $15 each for state workers. So maybe I'll buy a couple tickets and bring the kids just to say, hey, here's a football game. Look at the team in blue running around with the Husky on their helmet. I hope they do great this year. I really do. But I don't really know what to expect.
I mean, I think it'd be a good time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it would be a good
stuff.
tailgating. You just get so drunk you don't remember the game. You black out, and then you get an Uber home. What a great time we had. You can't lose that way because you don't even remember
get an Uber home? Bro, you need to be rolling deep to get an Uber home. That's an expensive Uber right there.
Well, it's a lot cheaper than an attorney. You know? A lot much cheaper than an attorney. So,
yeah.
Geez, you never know.
That's why you always go with a designated person.
Yo, Smitty, you never know.
Doesn't drink.
You never know when that person pulls up next to you with an ice luge and you're doing, Fireball and Jack Daniels ice luge. Have you ever had an ice luge? Have you ever participated in an ice luge?
Describe that.
So an ice luge basically, Smitty, is a big block of ice, right? Mm-hmm. And they have lanes carved out. Usually there's two lanes, one on the left, one on the right. Mm-hmm. And it's on an angle. So you pour the whatever it is, whiskey, Fireball, down the top, and it runs down the lane, and your mouth is right there at the bottom waiting for it to touch your lips, and that's how you take shots out of an ice luge. And it's ice cold, hence ice luge. You get the terminology now, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can't beat it. I experienced some of those at the University of New Hampshire for the first time back in 2001. Okay. 2000 was my first experience with those. Haven't had one since.
Really?
I've grown up a little bit, Smitty.
Okay. As long as you're growing, that's all that matters.
I like to think of myself as a grown up.
So Joe is saying they need to go back to sub bowl.
Sub bowl, like the Subway Bowl, Subdivision Bowl. It looks like the bowls are going to be a 12-game playoff now, all individualized, I would imagine. And I don't know if it starts. What is in the Sub Bowl? Was UConn in the Sub Bowl?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what the heck he means by that. I don't know. We'll see. 12. I believe.
What do you mean by that?
12-team playoff, 12-team college football playoff bracket. I believe that starts. Oh no, that's starting in 2024. So, is that 2024 is next year, right?
Yes.
I mean, but this is like 23, 24. It's technically 24 when the format starts. But I don't know. Who knows? We'll see. College football. It's here. It's today. Notre Dame, Navy, USC tonight against San Jose State. So, all right, Smitty. Well, how about anything in the hockey world? You got anything going on in hockey? I know you had mentioned some hockey talk. I couldn't tell you.
The only thing I have for the hockey world is that hockey starts back up September, right? The regular season starts October 10th. And on that date, they have a triple header. They have the champs Golden Knights versus Seattle Kraken. I know you're going to be up for that, right?
Yeah, right.
And then Nashville Predators versus the Tampa Bay Lightning.
I'm all over.
The Blackhawks versus the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Yeah. By the way,
let's go. Look at Joe, man. Shout out to Joe, man. He's a huge.
Yeah, he is. We're talking end of September here, September 23rd. So we're about 4 weeks out for some hockey. We'll definitely get on that a little bit, Smitty. I'm not gonna lie.
Listen, let me tell you something. That's the reason why
I'm gonna pay attention to Bruins a little bit more.
That's the reason why I brought that up. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of hockey fans out there. So
yeah, no. So while we're on hockey, if you have a good hockey swing, you know what other good swing you have, Smitty? If you have a good hockey swing, it usually relates to golf, right? Usually relates to golf. Right now, we're in the Tour Championship. Today where are we at today? Today we're at East Lake Golf Course. It's the Tour Championship. Right now, Colin Morikawa is tied at the top of the lead with Victor Hovland, two young stud golfers. So that's on today. Tune into that. That's over on CBS. We'll see who takes it down. We'll see who takes it down. Scotty Scheffler, the world number one, I believe, is 2 shots back. Keegan Bradley, Xander Schauffele. So hey, the golf season is coming to. Why is this doing this? The golf season's coming to an end here.
Oh no!
I mean, golf really never ends. It's kind of like hockey, where it's all year round.
Right.
You know what I mean? For whatever reason, it's.
You got a lot of hockey fans here, bro. Look, J Rebel.
What's up, J Rebel? He loves hockey. He's a big Bruins guy. Big Bruins guy. Why the hell? All right, this is not cooperating with me. But anyway, we'll see what happens with that. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to tune in I'm going to go back and forth between Notre Dame today and the Tour Championship. Who's it going to be? Peck, who you got? Who do you think is going to take it down? How many points? Oh, actually, right now it's Morikawa, right? They do it weird. And Scotty Scheffler disagreed with the way that it's been done, but you start out with a certain score based on where you're at in the rankings. Morikawa and Hovland in the lead. Love Victor Hovland. Love Morikawa. So Hovland wins. It says Joe Peck. Joe, I wouldn't be surprised. Kid's a stud. What is he? 23 years old, 24 years old. He's young. Victor Hovland's a young guy. Let me see. And he's from I don't know. He's from Sweden or something. Victor Hovland, yep, he's Sweden. His age is 25 years old. Young kid. So tune into that, Smitty. If you get a chance today, tune in. They're playing East Lake. I believe it's down in Georgia.
What time?
2:00. I believe the coverage probably will start on CBS usually. It's probably on the Golf Channel starting shortly. So Norway. Yeah, he's from Norway. Sorry. Norway, Sweden. It's the same thing, isn't it? I mean, it's not, but they got nice mountains. And I feel like they're skiers.
Oh, Ray.
Aren't they big skiers out there in the Norway, Sweden area?
Ray, you're very cultural, I tell you.
What? What do they speak? I don't know what they speak. It's close enough. The European countries. I don't know. Help me out, Smitty. Help me out. Jeez.
So listen. All right, so we covered the NHL. We covered the hockey. At least, we threw it up there. Golf. How about NBA, Ray?
What about
talk about the NBA?
All right, let's touch on.
Are you going to be watching?
Let's touch on Giannis.
Yes.
Wait, is that who you were trying to lead into? Were you trying to lead into?
You know what? I want to talk about him.
I want to talk about him.
I want to hear your thoughts based on how he feels. And he came out and he pretty much said, my understanding is that he will sign an extension if his team looks like a contender, like his team can go to the championship and win games. How do you feel about that?
It sounds like.
What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know. It sounds like Giannis should take over a LeBron role and become a general manager. I'm all set with these players doing that, honestly. You know what I mean? Like the demands, and they're great players. They're overpaid. Come on, but I understand he wants to win. He wants a chip. You already have the piece. I thought Milwaukee had the pieces there. They had some injuries. I mean, he has a leg to stand on, so you can't be mad at the guy. Get him some pieces, Milwaukee. Get him some pieces. They're bringing in money. It's not like they're hurting for money. You have one of the best top 3 players in the NBA playing for your organization. He's asking you for something, get him it. Period. The end. That's pretty much all I'm gonna have to say about that. You? What do you think? What's your feeling? Do you think he should? Do you think that he has the right to demand anything?
I know that there's a lot of things that have changed, evolved. If you want to use that word, evolved, and social media and all this. At the end of the day, dude, you're getting paid. Go out there, be a leader, and win games for the team that you're in. That's it. You know what I mean? All this shenanigans and express yourself. Leave that stuff for the celebrities. You know what I mean? And
But
just be a professional athlete, dude.
But wouldn't you say that a professional athlete is a celebrity? Because all these dudes, all these athletes are like they have turned into like divas. Like these are, we're going back
And
to
that's the issue. And that's the problem because to me, these sport professional athletes, they're also role models for our kids.
yeah, they're doing a
Understand what I'm
shitty
saying?
job. They are doing a shit
So,
job.
and I mean, when you say they are, we're categorizing a big group, which there's still some people out there that do their job,
Sure.
go out there, perform, and call it a day. So
Mhm.
we need to acknowledge that too. You know what I'm saying?
No, I hear you.
So with that said, that's my point of view when it comes. That's the reason why I brought that up because to me it's like, dude, you're the leader of that team. I understand how you feel. Those are your feelings. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you shouldn't be coming out and saying stuff like that. That's just my take on it. You know what I mean? We're not gonna beat it, but that's just my opinion on it. Randy, welcome, Randy.
What's up, Randy?
Says the East is up for grabs this year. What do you think, Red?
I mean, I agree. I don't know who the top team is going to be. Who knows where James Harden's going to land?
James Harden. What's his story? I heard that. I was reading an article. He got fined.
Yeah, he got fined. I forgot the dollar amount was. Was it like 30 grand chump change?
100.
Oh, 100.
It was up. Well, for him, it's chump change. It was
Chump
100.
change.
Yeah.
Yeah, whoop-de-doo. Chump change. So, we're talking contracts, and I don't want to jump to a contract right now for chump change. And I don't even know if we mentioned any NBA whatsoever when we jumped on last Tuesday, but the Lakers signed Anthony Davis, the glass athlete, Mr. Glass, Anthony Davis, to a 3-year, $162 million contract. What in the hell are the Los Angeles Lakers signing Anthony Davis to a 3-year, $162 million contract for? He's going to play half the games.
How many years?
3 years, 162. That's how much? 80 million? It's $80 million a year. Now, did I read a wrong article? Did I read a wrong article that said that? Because that is insane to me. That's insane. A 3-year, $186 million max contract extension. So that means they owe him a total of $270 million through 2028. This dude does not play enough games for that money. NBA players get paid great, by the way. Half these dudes don't even know who they are. They're like the sixth man, and they're making $80 million. It's wild. So much money in the NBA. It's crazy. But you know what? You know how much those ticket prices got to be out in LA? They're astronomical. It's like going to a Red Sox game or a Yankee game. We're overpaying.
Even the Knicks games.
Knicks games too. Well, and they probably just jumped up because they've been pretty bad for quite a while, right? You probably could get a good deal on a Knicks game up until the last couple of years. No, they've always been stupid.
They've always been, and I never understood that. You know what I mean?
Well, yep. The Lakers have to keep LeBron happy, Randy. No doubt about it. Biggest crybaby in basketball. So you got the biggest crybaby and the.
Thanks, Randy.
Yeah, appreciate that, Randy. We'll see what happens, man. I wish you would have jumped on a little earlier with us because probably gonna be wrapping it up soon. But feel free to go back and throw some.
And like you said, I mean, it's all about the season. It's all about the season tournament this year.
In-season tournament, yeah. Yeah, it's going to be interesting, man. A lot of changes in sports. I don't know if you saw James Harden was offered a contract in Saudi Arabia for like $800 or $900 million. I mean, sports could be having a problem over here in the States pretty soon if these Saudis keep throwing money like that around. I mean, I don't know if anybody saw, but they tried to offer Mbappe, the star out of I want to say he plays for France, the France World Cup team. Potentially the second best player in the world, behind Lionel Messi, by the way. Inter Miami has become a unbelievable soccer club down there, South Beach, with the addition of Messi winning the MLS Cup recently. But they tried to offer Mbappe a astronomical amount of money, which he declined. He stayed where he was at. I forgot the club. They just lost two of their other. They lost Ronaldo, so he stayed. Ronaldo was offering an astronomical amount of money. Are we scared here in the States that the Saudis are going to try to buy all of our players to go play over there? Because at the end of the day, this is all about greed. Do you think we have to worry about this in the next 5 years? Look what they did with the golfers. Those guys sold out. What's to say these other people aren't going to sell out?
I don't know. I
keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on it, Smitty. I'm telling you right now, we're going to be talking about this a lot in the future. We're going to be talking about it. I'm telling you, it's coming. The Saudis are coming for us. They have more money than they know what to do with, and everybody hates America. They're coming for us. They're coming for our players. Our people they only care about one thing. That's how much green they can stick in their pocket, period. That's my rant. Sorry. Feel free to rebuttal.
It's okay.
Like,
no, it's all right. That's all right. I was hearing you out. Listen, so on a positive note, Team USA, are you going to be paying attention to that, to the World Cup? The FIBA Basketball World Cup?
Yeah, I'll pay attention.
They're the favorite.
They're favorite. They should be.
You know, I don't think they have a lot of big names.
Well, I saw that they got your boy playing. They got your boy from the Knicks playing.
Jalen Brunson.
And
listen, I'm happy, but at the same time, I don't want him to get hurt. You know.
Well, I mean,
that's all I'm concerned about.
But hey, listen, that's the price that we pay when we do this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now, USA is playing Team New Zealand today.
And now that game's over, right?
Yes. USA won 87-7.
Right. So, yeah, we'll see what happens with that. With the FIBA, I'm probably not going to pay too much attention to it. He said, I don't know if the Red Sox will make the wild card. I'll be close. Yeah, Randy, we definitely did hammer on that, and I definitely voiced my displeasure and lack of faith when it comes to the Red Sox. So I'm trying to find the FIBA roster right now. Do you have that roster up?
I'll bring it up.
I had it up, but I have too many tabs open right now, and I can't seem to close them. I hate when that happens, Smitty.
I hear you.
Here we go. Let's see here. This is such crap. All right. Well, that's not going to work out right now, Smitty. You know what I'm saying? It's just not going to work out at this moment. For what I'm looking for and the amount of patience that I currently do not have.
So what would you like to know? I mean, as far as
I want to know
the countries.
I only read. No, I want to know who's rocking on the U.S. Honestly, I want
to
know
US?
who do we have representing the United States of America?
All right, let me see. Okay, give me a couple of minutes.
Minutes, Smitty.
All right, so we got. Let's see. All right, we got Bobby Portis.
Okay.
Brandon Ingram.
Okay.
Forward center.
Yeah.
Guards are Josh Hart. You know who he is.
Yeah.
Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
Your boy Austin Reeves.
Okay.
Bridges.
Mikal Bridges.
Yeah. Jaren Jackson.
Okay.
Tyrese Halliburton.
Yeah, young stud. So we have
Johnson.
Okay.
Anthony Edwards.
All right.
Walker Kessler.
Okay.
And Paolo Banchero from the Orlando Magic, right? He plays for Orlando.
He was a rookie last year. Yeah, he was the number one pick of the NBA, I believe, from Duke. So you know what? Hey, we have a lot of young players on that team. That's the future of USA basketball right there. So I like it. We'll see what happens when they. I mean, is Dirk playing? Not Dirk. Luka. You know,
let me see. Luka.
I mean, I would imagine that he's not, based on the amount of money that he's making. But he's a young guy, and he just loves. Yeah, he is playing. He is playing. Wow. Yep. That dude just eats, sleeps, shits basketball, and I respect the hell out of him. I do. I'm a big fan of Luka. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, we're jacked up for some college football. We were touching on that a little bit, Randy. Obviously, Notre Dame's going to win. Slovenia. Notre Dame's going to win. What was my prediction on Notre Dame today? 42 to 10. 42 to 10, and then USC wins 59 to 3. So if you want to throw any money down, that's who you're going to place it on. Sam Hartman's going to throw for over 400 yards, and he's going to let the Irish fans know that they have a quarterback finally in the last 1,000 years. Definitely mentioned that earlier. So we're gonna touch on that every week. Some college football, some NFL. The season's here.
Absolutely.
Smitty's fired up. He cannot wait to talk about hockey and croquet.
Yes, dude. Racquetball. A1 paddle. A1 paddle.
Pickleball's taking over, bro. Pickleball is taking over your local rec center or local parks. So
I heard it's taking over in one of the areas that you work at.
Listen, I don't know about that. Is it over in the program? I have not seen it yet. I don't
know.
I have not seen it. But when the paddle balls start getting passed out on the walkway, I will express my delight for that. My delight for pickleball.
So listen,
I've never played it, honestly. I'd love to play it. I'd love to try it out. Smitty, you want to get on a pickleball team together? We can get some hook T-shirts and shorts all made up, and
that would be great. Kind of like what was the name of that movie with
Dodgeball?
Yes, that would be great.
There we go. The hook, holla. Yeah,
so listen, you got
hook merch coming soon. Hook pickleball merch will be coming soon.
That's right. We got some preseason football too, right?
Yeah. Football, schmoozeball, preseason. Yeah, what do we got? We got a bunch of games on. Are they on today, Smitty, or tomorrow? What do we got?
We got a lot of them on today.
Yeah, I saw that.
A lot of them.
What's the last week, right? Last week for
that's it.
For the preseason.
Jets Giants, 6 p.m.
Where are you putting your money on?
And Rodgers is playing.
Starting, right?
He's starting, yeah.
And I believe there was a conversation between Robert Saleh and Aaron Rodgers. Robert Saleh was actually not very confident in asking Aaron Rodgers if he wanted to start, and I guess Rodgers.
Is that a good sign?
He actually, well, listen, yes, it is, because here's why. Aaron Rodgers went to Robert Saleh and said he wanted to play. So Saleh was respecting the seniority. He was respecting the seniority of his senior veteran player.
I don't agree with that. I don't think that's a good sign. When I got a tippy toe, I'm a coach. I'm a head coach, and I got a tippy toe because I don't know what mood you're in. Seniority. You know what I mean? I don't know what mood you're in today. Ooh. So, hey, Mr. Rogers, is it okay? Do you want to start today? No, that's not a good sign. But that's just my opinion.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
I respect it. However,
Randy says that Aaron Rodgers guy is playing today.
Yeah, he is. Everybody tune in. Watch the JETS 2024 NFL Super Bowl champion Jets.
Woo, I like this. Hey, do me a favor.
Oh, man.
Do me a favor.
I am not playing.
I love what you just said.
I know you do.
You know we got to put this clip because we're going to refresh our intro to the hook. And I want you, please.
I am not.
This is my only request. This is my only request, Ray. My only request. NFL 2024. You said 2023, 24 NFL champions. The Jets.
Well, the
That's my only
the
request.
trophy will say 24 on it. Right?
Oh yeah, that would be great, man. That would be great, man.
I'll think about it. I'll tell you what, Smitty, there's not a dollar amount that I won't turn down. There's not a dollar amount that I won't turn down. As long as it's got a couple zeros after it, I'm all good.
I hear that.
Listen, Smitty, what do you got? What do you got going on this weekend, man?
Let's
What are you looking
see.
forward to?
Baseball. Let me see. Not so much.
Not so much. Not so much.
Football. You know, I'm interested in watching preseason. I enjoy watching the preseason football because it, as a football fan, you know, and specifically my team, you know, I like to see who was out there, the young kids, how they play, and all that good stuff. You know, the new talent coming in.
Agreed.
So that's what I'm looking forward to, preseason football.
Agreed. I agree with you there. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to look forward to see who wins the Tour Championship today, tomorrow. I'm kind of curious to see how Sam Hartman is going to, respond to his new surroundings at Notre Dame, and if Notre Dame is actually going to, get over that hump of being a top program and not amounting to much other than a runner-up. And that's pretty much it, man. Those couple things. And then obviously, next week we'll do this again and, we'll dial it back in. So guys, thanks for joining us. Randy, I love the questions, man. This Tuesday coming up, we're going to jump on at 8:00 as long as my place of employment allows that. Other than that, we will be on next week. So tune in. We'll update you. We appreciate you guys. And we'll
Randy, I hope it's a 2-for-1 deal. 2-for-1. I hope. But I see Aaron Boone getting the axe. Somebody got to pay.
Get rid of that guy. All right. Hey, enjoy your weekend, everybody.
Yo, that kid went off today.
Oh,
Banchero.
Oh, shit. Later.